Hey, what's up guys? Tyler with American Wrap Company here. Behind me is a 2019 Porsche GT2 RS. Came to us for removal and reinstallation of the passenger side quarter panel after a little confrontation with an automatic gate. I just wanted to run you guys through some of the differences between the install that was existing on the car, my install, and how I've taught my guys to install on these cars. I'm going to grab the GoPro, show you guys a couple things, and then we're going to do final shots and kind of show you the highlights of what we did on our install. If you like this video, please do me a huge favor, give us a thumbs up, like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.
All right guys, we're going to try to make this quick. Don't want to elaborate too much. I'm just going to point out some of the obvious installation flaws. You can see where this corner is notched on the hatch. It's kind of bogus. This edge is also not wrapped. This is really easy to take off. We got a really sweet lift right here. That was probably a bubble that was not addressed in any sort of QC process. There's definitely bubbles in there. Another big lift right there. Again, that's not wrapped. A little bit of a peel, probably a QC issue. You can see the misalignment of this edge, how inconsistent it is. On the two RSs, we do not remove the wing uprights, but we do get this a lot more consistent. Taillights are super easy to remove, or not removed, and the film kind of stops ugly right there and goes up. Removing the taillights is super simple, and you can get the film tucked behind there so you don't see it. Furthermore, these taillights are known to rub in this area, so then at least it's chafing on the film and not chafing on the paint. This was pre-cut. We delete these holes and get this tucked under the reflector so it's a lot cleaner, kind of consistent all the way through. None of the satin black on the car is wrapped, and all of this satin black is actually paint on these cars. It's not textured plastic. On some of the early on cars, I had to bulk this because I was doing them so soon in production that we didn't have patterns for this. So I had to bulk all this stuff, which was fun, but I still did it. Now there's patterns, fits really well, and you get the protection on these areas. Especially my favorite, I've talked about it 100 times, the leading edges down here, they get hammered. These scoops, fairly easy to get out. You can see the misalignment and inconsistency around the scoop. It gets really sweet right here, and it gets really sweet right here. And what they actually did is overlaid a second layer, which is a great idea, but it looks like crap because the underlying first layer is totally misaligned. Poor QC, edge was lifting, dirt got in there. Super easy to take these mirrors off so you don't have a seam right here. Super easy to get this belt molding off so the film can tuck under. A little bit more work to get the door handles off, but it's worthwhile to not have those lines underneath right there. These fenders, whether I'm the installer on this car or not, I usually make these hand cuts myself for whatever installer is doing the car, but we tuck the film into the carbon fiber louvers, and you can see how off it is right here. That big gap, it looks crappy. It's protected, but aesthetically on a really expensive car, that's quite silly. More bad misalignment around the headlight, huge exposed leading edge around here. We tuck the film or take the headlights out, which is a lot of work, but worth it. Again, none of the satin black on the front bumper is wrapped, so some of this damage might have been preventable. It's hard to say. This scrape is pretty aggressive, but this bezel right here could definitely have been protected and all the little nicks in it wouldn't be there. Really sweet, inconsistent alignment all the way around this thing. Film should definitely be a lot tighter to the edge, but it's not. And pretty much the same crap down this side. I haven't really looked at too much of the wrapped edges, but I'm gonna guess that they probably match the rest of the work. So I'll show you the quarter panel I redid. Took this molding off, quarter glass window out, my signature move, vent out. You cannot see the film around the vent. I overlaid a secondary tear-off piece on here for them. My alignment's even more consistent on that than the other side. Again, you can't see the film underneath the vent at all. Super tight. Coverage all the way into the edge of the wheel well. Standard. There's actually a small bubble right there I need to pop. I tucked the film on these Porsches. There's enough of a gap in between the body panels that I tucked the film in here. The only place I was unable to is right here because there's actually a paint blemish. This quarter was repainted, so I couldn't, that bad drip right there, I couldn't get the film down, but you can see where I cut around it, and then it tucks there and then picks the tuck back up underneath the tail light, or above the tail light I should say, and all the way around. Nice, clean, tight little notch right there, tucking under the gasket all the way up there. And again, you can't even see it with that quarter glass taken out. You also don't get any debris issues running down from under here, so there's no contamination in this area. That about sums up. Oh, well, one more quick thing. Peel, not wrap fuel door. Just simple, easy things to do. They take a little more time, a little more effort, a little more thought process to your QC, but worthwhile in the long run. Wow, the carbon mirror caps aren't even wrapped. What a shame.